go on that thing. So now we are being recorded, and this is the 2021 Connecticut Rivers Council Spring Popcorn Kickoff. A couple of quick things I wanted to mention before I turn it over to our guest presenter is this year's spring sale and likely the fall sale. We're not going to know that until probably May, and we'll announce that and keep you informed as it comes together. But at least for the spring, all sales, no matter what kind it is, if it's show and sell, if it's order forms door to door, app sales, or online, everything's going to be a 50% commission on the retail value. So your scouts, regardless of what type of selling they do, as well as there aren't a whole bunch of hoops to jump through this time. So I appreciate you participating in the training. There's no extra commission for this tonight, but hopefully we'll be able to answer your questions and give you a lot of great information. No matter what, you're getting 50%. So we're pretty excited about that change. I think it's going to simplify, but also we want to get funds out there so scouts can go to summer camp and you guys can ramp up and rebuild your unit treasuries. So that's what we're all about here with this spring sale. So we're going to do as much as we can within an hour. I'm going to try and hopefully with Jake here, we can keep this to 1 hour tonight. If you have any questions, this is a webinar format, so it's a little bit different than a Zoom meeting that you might be accustomed to. Instead of a chat, there's a Q&A. And if you look at your controls there at the bottom of your screen, you should see a Q&A button. If you click that, you can type any questions you want into that Q&A, and I'll be glad to answer those while Jake is talking. And anything I don't know the answer to, we'll answer live with Jake. I'll ask him those questions towards the end. So please pump any questions you have into there. And with that, it's my pleasure. I'm going to introduce you to our Trails End sales manager, Jake Kinnaman, coming to us live from the great state of Indiana. Jake, over to you.
Yep, appreciate it, Kevin, and pleasure to be with everyone tonight. Appreciate you guys all stepping on, and just want to reiterate what Kevin said. Really appreciate what all you do, not just for popcorn, but also for scouting. It's been weird times we're living in, to say the least, with COVID, and I know been very difficult. I know a lot of people are ready to get out and back to the scouting program, and that's what the share tonight is, how we can hopefully get your scouts the fundraising, so that is easy way for them to get to their summer camps, back to other scouting adventures, and back to the scouting world that we all know and love. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the PowerPoint and keep you guys time here within an hour. So why do we sell popcorn? Just as I was mentioning before, one of the things that we really want to do is get your scouts back to the program. Been pent up for a long time with COVID, not being able to get outside. I know a lot of scouts are eager to get back outside and do the scouting activities and things that they fell in love with scouting for. So Trails End has been partnered with scouting since 1980. In that time, we've raised $4 billion back, and we want to continue helping scouts fund their way to different adventures in camp. Another thing, why sell popcorn? I met some incredible top-selling scouts across the country. I know several of you have seen it, but the scout character development, scouts being able to say that they earned their way to camp, it's amazing the values that it helps them and the confidence it gives them in speaking and just showing themselves as they go door to door. It's really helped grow these scouts from a personal level, more than what the monetary value means to those scouts. So hopefully you guys have seen that, and ultimately what we want to do is just get your scouts back to the scouting program in whatever ways. And council has done an awesome job in giving 50% back to you guys. So hopefully that will help you guys get there that much faster. Next slide. So one of the things we want to talk about is the Trails End app. So the Trails End app, hopefully a lot of you have been able to get in and use the app over the past years. We came out with the app in 2019. We had a complete revision in 2020. I know a lot of people did not sell last year due to the COVID nature, but the app is almost completely different than 2019, much better, much more intuitive, and I'll show you those updates. But this is a way for scouts and scout families to process orders, collect credit cards to help overcome that objection of, hey, I don't have any cash on me. Well, now they have the credit card capability for any scout at any time. Trails End will continue to cover those credit card fees processing, so there will be no credit card fees for any Scout family using that. And in the past, in 2019, from those units and Scouts who've used the app, they've seen some significant growth, and hopefully this has helped everybody and just simplify the process and gives more tracking than you could ever want. So if you want to go to the next slide. So looking at the Trails and Improvement, as I mentioned, 2020, we really did a huge overhaul on the app and really tried to make things simpler, faster, easier. That's always going to be our goal with Trails In. How can we make the sale easier for units, Scout families, to give more time back for the scouting activities? How can we get you to your fundraising goal faster and easier? So last year, we simplified the checkout process. We changed the layout. It's much more intuitive on where to click. We added a couple new features. One really cool new feature is there is a way for Scouts to sell online products direct. Say a Scout's going door to door and they don't have a certain product, or maybe there's a different product offered online, not in the take order. They can sell that to the customer right then and there and ship directly to their house through the online platform. Also, there's a way where unit colonels never have to collect cash payments from parents. There's a way for the parents to, all the cash sales that they collected from going door to door, instead of having to hand that cash to the unit colonel, they can just keep that cash, process a credit card payment, and that way can keep the sale fully remote. And then from the unit portal side, much simpler, easier for units to be able to track their Scout sales and manage the sale all from one central located place instead of having to have multiple Excel spreadsheets. Next slide there. So if you do not have the app already, strongly encourage you to download it. Get in there, get your Scouts registered. Now, one thing I will mention, the app is for Scouts, Scout families. It is not designed for the unit leader in managing a sale. Unit leaders have a lot more data, spreadsheets they want to look at. The app is more for think of it as a cash register, way to process sales out in the field. Next slide. So then looking at the unit leader, what the leaders use is the unit leader portal. This is where all sales will be tracked, where you can manage inventory. You can set up storefronts. Hopefully, as we continue to open up as a world, be able to schedule some storefronts. I know that was one of the big areas of opportunity. Could not do during the fall. I know some Girl Scouts have already gotten out to schedule some of those. Not familiar with all the different areas, but hopefully we can continue to open up. You can coordinate those storefronts there. This is also where you'll place your order. There's a big blue button at the very top, says place popcorn order. You'll click order popcorn right there. And then this is also a spot you can submit your Scout rewards. So Trails In has the rewards program. That is a program that goes from January 1st all the way through the end of the year of December. So Scouts selling now in the spring will be able to couple those sales with their fall to reach higher tiers and higher percentages back. Next slide. So the online direct, this is one of the cool new features that we offered last year. And this was one of the ways that we saw a lot of Scouts take advantage of. So I knew some top end Scouts where they never touched a single product, never touched a single dollar bill. It was all done through the ease of the app, and it shipped all directly to the customer. So traditional products will be, a lot of them will be on the app. We'll be playing with the online system. Where we'll have different new products, but they can sell directly to that consumer and ship directly to their house. Next slide. So how the online direct works, there's two different ways you can sell online. You have the online direct, where think of it as almost like a wagon order, where you're going door to door, and instead of having the products with you in your wagon, you just have all the products listed on the phone, click what you want, sell right then and there. There's also the more traditional format of selling online, where you share your page, similar to a GoFundMe page. A consumer comes to the page, normally friends, family, they see what your Scout is fundraising for, and then they pick their own products and they support right then and there. So take advantage of the online. That will also be getting 50%. Same with traditional. If you want product in person, you can do that as well. Next slide. So credit cards are something that I think is just only going to keep growing as we go year to year. I know myself personally, all I carry is my phone, never have any cash. So this should overcome that hurdle of I don't have any cash on hand. Also, consumers typically spend a lot more with credit cards than they do cash. So we've shown consumers spend almost 30% more with the credit card versus cash. So hopefully you can get higher average orders, reaching your fundraising goals faster, easier. And then one of the other big benefits with these credit cards is you will get more points back on your Trails In rewards. So every dollar sold via credit card, you'll get 1.5 points back for those transactions. And also our app is partnered with Square. So any Square hardware that you currently have, that is all compatible within the app. Next slide. So here are the Trails In rewards for 2021. You can see there it is a points-based system. The points base should help scouts reach their goals and tiers faster than ever if they are taking advantage of the online sales and credit card sales. So you'll see both online and credit card, they'll receive 1.5 points. And then as they sell more, they get more back. So at the very entry point there, it's roughly 500 points. If they do online or credit card, it's roughly 300, a little over $300 they have to sell to get there. As they go up, they get a higher percentage back. So it just keeps climbing as that scout sells. And one of the best things with this is a year-long program. So whatever they sell in the spring, say they get 500 points in the spring, get another 500 in the fall. Well, now they qualify for the $1,000 level, which they're going to get a $30 gift card, versus if they just did two different, they would only got a $10 and a $10 gift card. So they'll get more back if they do participate in both. And this gives them the option to get whatever they want, whenever they want. They can't always opt into those. You can't always submit for the rewards at any point during the year. Next slide. So this is where your units will register to commit for the sale. I know several of you have already gone in and registered. If you go to trails-in.com/unit registration, you will get your login into the unit portal system. So I apologize, mistake there on the promo. That was last year's, but go to that unit registration. That will get you to the unit portal, and that will get you started to where you can place your popcorn order if you do want some popcorn for in-person sales. Next slide. So one of the great resources that Trails In has, one of the best ways to get knowledgeable about how to run the sale. If you have anything about best ways to use the app, any questions at all, is through our Facebook. If you're not a member of the Facebook, strongly encourage you to sign up for that. The Facebook group was started by other unit leaders, and it's just grown. It's a great way to discover best practices. We have different PowerPoints that units are doing, different things from around the country of best practices, how we can help each other. So definitely sign up there. And also, if you have any technical questions with how to use the app, the portal, tons of unit leaders in there to help. Also, we have our support team, and one of the fastest ways to help get answers is through that Facebook page. Next slide. So here are some of the dates for your popcorn sale. Orders will be due on April 9th here coming up for any product wanting in person. And then distribution will be happening on April 30th.
Jake, just a quick note on this one too. I got a question, and I apologize. I left it out on the very first email I sent about this sale, but there's going to be the option, for your scouts to do app sales and door to door with, instead of having a direct ship to the customer, your scouts can go out and distribute it. I need to get with Jake and pick a date for that. As soon as we do that, I'll let you know. I'm thinking it'll probably be place the order at the end of May. It'll come in around the second week of June, but I need to confirm that, make sure it works for Trails End, and that makes the most sense. So hang in with me. I will get you an answer on that soon.
Yeah, awesome. And then the next slide is the commission, as Kevin was mentioning before. super easy commission system this year. Online 50%, traditional 50%, no hoops, no things to jump through, just pretty straightforward. So whatever your scout sells, they will get half back in commission, which is pretty awesome by the council. So one of the things now after seeing this is, how do we get you to your scouting needs and to get back to your scouting program? What is your goal and how do we help you reach it? One of the things I encourage all of you to do is have a kickoff of some sort. I know in certain parts of the world, it's still shut down a little bit with COVID. So last year, one of the big benefits was doing a virtual. But the big thing in hosting any kickoff, whether virtual or in person, is what's your goal and where are you guys striving for? We have tons of great resources. Whenever you log into the Unit Leader portal, you can see a kickoff PowerPoint already pre-created for you. You can fill in your own information. What are you guys shooting for? It shows you how to sell the $1,000 social distancing and then all the different rewards and benefits, but really share with your scout families what's in it for them. Council's done a great job in giving you guys a great commission back, 50%. Plus your scouts will receive the Trails In rewards. Plus we are doing different Trails In promotions month to month. Currently we have 3 times rewards points if scouts sell online. And I believe this upcoming month, we're going to have another promotion where it'll be another reward boost for any online sales. So constantly check those out and then share those dates with your parents to make sure that they are getting everything turned in a timely manner so that you guys can get it submitted to council. So here are the traditional products for the spring. So one of the things that we want to do, again, is just make it very simple. So there's 5 $20 products. There's the Unbelievable Butter Microwave. It is back for all of 2021. You'll see $20 there. We did drop the salted caramel down to $20. We have a new item, the salted peanuts, a non-popcorn item. And then we have the white cheddar, the blazing hot, the popping corn in a jar at $15, and then the classic caramel corn at $10. And then online, we do have a couple other new items. We are bringing beef jerky to the online platform, have some coffee, and also some honey roasted peanuts. So a couple different unique non-popcorn items we brought in specifically for if scouts sold in the fall. It gives them something new to sell and something different to try versus having popcorn after just selling in the fall. Next slide. And then the last thing is the American Heroes donation. This is a great way to get the additional support and it's a great way to upsell. It's offered again through 2021, and it's a great way for us to give back to all the local heroes throughout the world, the US, all the first responders, all the great heroes that we see in our everyday life. And then any donations contribute at $1 up to whatever other increment will all go back to help support those American heroes. Next slide. So here is a great way to get tons of resources. If you text 62771, text any of these words to it, you'll get the PDFs, tons of information, just little quick tricks on how to get yourself started. So there's the app quick start guide is one of the things I recommend most, especially for scout families who've not used the app before. It's a very easy guide to show you how to use a wagon sale storefront. I have a couple other different resources there, but feel free to use those text links to get the communication out to families. Next slide. And then here's the information. So as Kevin was mentioning, we are happy to answer any questions here tonight, but if you come up with something where you did not think of it during this webinar, please reach out to us. Let us know. There's both of our emails. There's my cell number, call, text, whatever way I can help assist you guys. Ultimately want to help you guys fundraise as much as possible to get back to your goals and help your scouts get to their summer camps and have the best year yet.
Awesome. Okay, Jake. So I've been feverishly answering questions while you're talking. I did have one that was sort of a question / feedback. I wanted to pass along. There is one of our attendees had mentioned it'd be cool if there was a way for folks who want to order online, but then have the product directly delivered by the scout to their house instead of having it shipped. Any knowledge of that coming up in the future at some point?
Yeah, so definitely that's something that's been on the conversation. I can tell you by the company for most recently, we've gotten that feedback before, and I think it's a great idea. To my understanding, the Girl Scouts do something similar. We do not have that incorporated yet into the system, but it's something we are working with to how we can get that worked out. But great idea. I think it's awesome. We're can just kind of add to the scouts take order, and the scouts can go deliver that themselves to avoid any of the shipping cost or anything there.
Awesome. All right. So then I got a question for Christy. I'm typing in an answer now, but I'll answer it live too. How long is the 50% commission going to be available? The answer to that is we know we're going to keep that in place at least to June 30th. I think that there is a strong likelihood that that will also be our fall plan, but we kind of need to see how this sale goes, as well as a couple other things to make sure that that's feasible. And I will let everyone know that I'm planning by mid-May. So hang in with me. I'll keep you posted on what the fall sale looks like, but at least for the spring through June 30th, anything that gets sold will be a 50% commission. And just one other quick note, I put just some nonsense in the answered questions, but if anybody needs my cell phone number, you probably have it. It's in my email signature. Feel free to call or text me, 860-944-2480. For anybody who has tried to call me, you know that getting me to answer the phone on the first try is like, finding a live unicorn in your backyard. I promise I'm not ignoring you. It's just, it gets pretty crazy during the day. So if you text me, I can usually get back to you fairly quickly. Or there's a link in my email signature where you can schedule a phone call. So we don't have to be playing phone tag the whole way through. You can just get it right on my calendar and I'll call you at the appointed time. So feel free to do that anytime and just grab a time on my calendar. And then the question was, where's this recording going to be put? We'll have this up on the Connecticut Rivers Council YouTube channel. And so I will send a link out to that via the email list that I've been using to promote this and the sale in general. So as soon as we get that posted, Sean Fogel will take care of that for us. And then I will send that around. Oh, Sean is correcting me. He tells me it's going to be on the council Facebook page, although maybe we'll do both. I don't know. But either way, I'm going to email you and let you know. Oh, here we go. Okay, so Christy asked if we could go backwards and check out the slide with the traditional sale options, and I can't wait to do that. So here are the product spread for the traditional sale. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jake. Salt, I know you mentioned, it says it right there in big bold letters that salted peanuts are new. I was going to ask you. Helps if I just read the slide. That's awesome.
New item. So.
And we're back to, and I'm sure you talked about this. Sorry, I was answering those questions, but we're back to having a microwave option for the in-person sale, which is really great.
Yep, exactly. And they'll be back year round. So we'll have microwave all set to go for 2021.
And just if anybody wasn't selling this fall or hasn't had a chance to try it yet, the Blazing Hot Popcorn, I ordered a bag just to give it a shot, and it'll burn your face off. It's pretty good if you're into that spicy stuff. I really enjoyed it. So strongly encourage you, give that one a shot if you haven't yet.
Yeah, I agree. I love the Blazing.
All right, looks like questions are starting to wind down. If anybody has any other questions, feel free to throw them in that Q&A. We'll stick around as long as you have any questions. All right. Oh, here we go. See, Kristen's got all the good ideas. I always knew she did, but she said she had people mix the white cheddar and the Blazing Hot. I didn't even think about doing that, but I think I'm going to try it as soon as I can. That sounds pretty outstanding.
That does sound pretty awesome. That way you get a little less heat mixing the white and the Blazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Quick question from Mike Wilhelm. How you doing, brother? So should we plan on doing storefronts in May? Yes, that's perfect. Let me go back to the dates for you. If I remember what direction I need. No, other way. Sorry, everybody. Hang on. So you guys are going to place your orders on April 9th. One thing I mentioned to Mike, and I meant to talk about it at the top of the webinar, I'm going to put together a couple of just suggested packages. And so all that means is just I'm going to help you with, if you want to make $750 on the sale this spring, then here's what I would recommend that you order to hit that as your commission amount. So I'm going to put those together and email them around. But to answer your question that you actually did ask, the orders are due April 9th. You can order whatever you want product wise. We're going to have it on April 30th. So as soon as you have the product in your hand, you're ready to go out there and sell it. And so I think April 30th, I don't have my calendar open because I closed Outlook to keep everything moving. I'm pretty sure that's a Friday or a Saturday. The product will come to us on Thursday. So if you wanted to pick up Friday and have your first one that last Saturday in April, we can make that work for you. Feel free to schedule it that April 30th weekend if you want to take advantage of that. See this? So Brian thinks that Kevin and Jake sound like brothers. So I guess, we've been spending too much time together on Teams, I suppose.
Must be.
All right, Brenda, more of a suggestion. We have some requests, other microwave popcorn flavors like kettle corn. Do you see those coming back anytime, Jake?
So no kettle for the first part. We are looking for the fall, though, to be bringing a kettle ready to eat, but not a microwave. Reason switching to the ready to eat, want to give that a try this fall, is it actually makes up a much larger market. And so what we try to do as a company is try to align ourselves with where are the largest market, what are consumers consuming day to day. So the ready to eat kettle, it's state fairs, all those. It's a big market. We think it'll be a great seller this year. It'll be a big bag at $20. So we will have kettle for the fall, but no kettle for the spring.
All right, good stuff. Got a great question here from Brett. Brett's Pack sold a huge amount of popcorn online last year. So he's definitely, we got to listen to this guy. But he said, when can we expect a lower free shipping threshold? He found the sweet spot was $35 last fall. I know, Jake, you and I talked about it might kind of ebb and flow a little bit this spring. Do you have any sense for what the schedule is for trying different amounts?
Yeah, so no set criteria schedule. Currently, I believe it's 55, if I'm not mistaken. So we changed up the online a little bit recently, where able to give a little bit more back in online. It's one of the ways why your council is able to give 50% commission. But we're going to try it at 55, and we're going to try to see what we can get the most consumers to convert sales to, and also how we can increase the average order value. May drop down back to that 35, very likely, if the 55 doesn't move well. We're just going to play around through the spring, but hopefully by the time we get to the fall, we'll have a set price that's working the best, and we can have that. I know everybody would love free shipping to be on all items, but the tough part about shipping is just expensive. So we're going to try to work around to get that low as possible for you guys. But that's what we're looking at, just as a kind of an insight. How can we convert the sales and also make sure that average order, so higher the average order, less work scouts have to do. And that's ultimately what we're trying to do.
Yeah, it's a good point, Jake. And, it's astounding to me just how much shipping costs. I sent my parents their Christmas presents this year. And I'm so used to Amazon, right? Free shipping on everything. I pay for my Prime. I don't have to worry about it. But, it was like $15 a box just to send stuff to my folks. So shipping prices have just gone through the roof. Totally get where you're coming from. Cindy asked, chocolate-based stuff will be in the fall. I assume that's correct, Jake?
Yeah, chocolate-based stuff in the fall. Is still a lot of chocolate online. And I believe it's not still going on. We've been doing some chocolate promotions, still left over some of the chocolate items, but chocolate will come back in the fall. We'll have a new chocolate pretzels. We have, I believe, some peppermint bark on there right now, and some snowflakes, a couple other items. Chocolate will be on the online for probably another month or two.
Super. And I assume we're going to have the same kind of situation where we'll wait probably until October to ship that when we get into the
exactly.
fall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to make sure at least till October, so that way it doesn't show up to the house as just a big melted goo.
Yeah, although if you haven't tried a softball-sized chunk of chocolate, it's not as bad as it sounds. All right, Mike Wilhelm, great question. Still going to be able to get product for direct sales after April 9th. The answer to that is yes. I pulled this slide back up because this is the one where I messed up in my email when I sent you the dates. So if you have scouts going out with the order form or with the app, That'll be a separate order that you place. And again, I'm thinking probably that last week of May, maybe the third week of May. I don't want to have you placing an order on Memorial Day weekend. That's not fair to anybody, but sometime in that time frame, and then we'll have it to you to distribute probably the second week of June. So hang tough with me. I'll get you the info on that, but we've got, you know, a good 8-10 weeks that your scouts can go out and sell with an order form or with the app, and then hand deliver it to customers. So lots of time there. Oh, this is a great one. Christy mentioned, because I got the same email and I was wondering, although I'll tell you, Jake, I didn't read it closely. That's my fault. But the multi-factor authentication, when does that take effect?
So that is all live now. That is something I believe that we switched over as of today or maybe tomorrow. But you should have got an email about the multi-factor authorization. It's just a way for us to help keep those unit accounts more secure. We don't want anybody getting into those unit accounts to have access to scout names, or if you have the payout option, the banking information. So it's just a way to another security level instead of the image clicking for those unit accounts.
Good stuff. And so, yeah, Christy, that wasn't spam. That was a real message from Trails End. So feel free to get that set up for you. Brett said, hey, you know, he wants to order some salted caramel. He was just on the website, still showing us 25 there. Do you know when the that price is going to drop down to the $20 on the slide?
Yeah, so online it may remain at the 25, maybe a little bit different than the traditional. A couple of items might not align with the traditional, and just due to the cost of shipping. So I will have to see if that'll be dropping back down to the 20. Online won't reflect exactly. I know you sold online last year, Brett. It sounds like a lot is exact mimic. We had $10 caramel corn bag online, changing some of the things and able to give a little bit more back to councils, which enabled them to do the 50%. Can't ship the $10 bag of caramel corn quite like we did last year. So we're going to try to keep most of them at the same price as the traditional, but there may be a couple products that will be slightly different than what you're selling right now. And the $20 is just something new we want to try for the traditional sale and see how it works.
Got it, brother. Appreciate that. So Sean Fogel posted a question that was total nonsense about something with the Baltimore Ravens win-loss record and that our commission amount might float based on that. I got to tell you, man, I'm not thinking the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be all that good, Sean. So, you know, you might want to keep your trash talking to yourself. Cindy Zord said she got that email today. That's awesome. Oh, okay. So Jake, Christy pulled up the email. It said it's effective April 7th on the multi-factor authentication. So,
perfect.
You know, whatever, when you see it, it'll you know, it'll take, I assume that's going to happen the first time they try to log in after that date. Is that right?
Yes. So yeah, I believe now you have to go in there to update your email or phone, make sure those are correct. And then yeah, April 7th, if you haven't done that, it'll automatically resort to whatever email address you originally signed up with for that.
Perfect. And then Cindy H, not to be confused with Cindy Z, asked about the paper order forms. The answer is I have a digital copy of that as a PDF, which I can email to you, and I will do that at some point this week, I promise. And then if you need printed copies, I don't want you to burn up all of your ink cartridges at home. So if you need some printed copies, just shoot me an email. I'm going to throw my contact info back up on the screen, although I think all of you pretty well know it by now. But just shoot me an email. Let me know how many copies you want. I'll print them and we can put them in the lobby so you can come by and grab them. So yes, answer to that. You can certainly get paper order forms. We would encourage everybody to try the app. I'll tell you, I think it's super intuitive after you're in there for about 2 or 3 minutes. And it simplifies your life because you don't have to sit and tabulate things to place the order. It takes a lot of that potential human error out of it. So I really like the app, but we do have some traditionalists out there. You want to do the paper order form. You want parents to be able to take it and put it on the lunchroom table at work and let their coworkers buy, since you know, you bought Girl Scout cookies, they should buy some popcorn from you. Totally fine. So I can absolutely get you some order forms. It's no trouble. Okay, so great question, Matt. So I was just talking about that a little bit. Wagon sales, yes, they are available. So we'll work together on terminology here for a second. The old terminology was take order. Now it's referred to as wagon sales. But the wagon sales thing sort of brings up two pictures in my mind. There's an option where you can order product on April 9th to come in April 30th. And then your scouts with their wagon can drag it door to door. And they've got product that they can hand directly to the customer at the time of the order. So they can certainly do that if you want to bring in extra product on April 9th. If your scouts are going to go around and take orders on either the order form or the app, then we'll do an order for those sometime toward the end of May for a delivery in mid-June. So yes, absolutely, wagon sales are available and encouraged this spring. Right, good stuff. Okay, so this is a great question. I have had this one come in via email a couple of times. So return policy. I'm not planning on doing returns for the spring, and really it's only because you can carry that inventory forward to the fall, or you can, have some show and sells this summer if you still have some product around. But I would say let's take it case by case, and it'll be negotiable. I don't, the part of the sale that I really like is that it comes to units at no risk. And that's the end goal that I want to see, is that you guys aren't stuck with a garage full of product that didn't move for some reason. So just keep me close. We'll talk about it. If I don't take a return, maybe I could transfer it to another unit who wants to do an additional show and sell, but has sold all of their stuff. So it's just all about communication. Talk to me, we'll figure it out together.
Yeah, one of the best practices I've also seen with those helping get rid of all the product is start doing your take orders now. Start going to family, friends, seeing who's willing to support, and then you can use all those orders to help with whatever the order come in, fill those and order for your show and sell. So kind of flips the script of the normal traditional how we've done it. To my knowledge, the Girl Scouts kind of do the similar way. They do the take order first and then do their storefronts and sell out until they don't have any product.
Yeah, we actually tried that a little bit this past fall, but it was such a strange sale in the fall because everything was locking back down, and just, we didn't get much of a chance to really try it out. But it's a great idea. Get those take orders in early, and you can really front load the sale. Esteban, how you doing, buddy? Asked if you missed it. When's the payment due? I'll generate invoices once you place that final order, which again will probably be that 3rd and 4th week of May. But the great thing, most people didn't end up having any money they owed to the council in the fall, because all of the stuff that you collect credit card wise will be given out as a bill credit until you paid everything off, and then you can request your payment from Trails End. So the great thing there is, you don't have to pay me a bunch of money that then you get a bunch of money back from Trails End. It just comes out as one payment to you guys for your commission, and then you hang on to all the cash that you collect. That was probably clear as mud, but the quick answer is I'll generate invoices probably the 1st week of June, get those sent around, and then I'll just stay in touch with you until you pay it. So I don't have a specific due date because I haven't incentivized the sale this year with an early payment. But we'll call it net 30, right? So for whenever I send you the bill, I just need the money in 30 days. Great questions. All right. Well, listen, the questions are dying down. If you have any that pop up, at 10 o'clock tonight, you think of something that you wish you'd asked or it just came to you, shoot me a text. As anybody who's worked with me before knows, I keep very weird hours. So you might just get a quick reply, but otherwise send me a text, send me an email, get in touch with Jake. He's here to help us too. And whatever you need, things pop up, you have questions, issues arise once we get into the selling, just be in touch. Whatever we can do, we'll work with you. We'll figure it out. And we're in it with you. So your success is our success and vice versa. So we want to help you however we can. Also, the last thing I'll say is if you have suggestions, you have ideas, you have ways that you think the sale can be better. A couple of things we heard tonight have been really awesome. Bring them up, right? Don't keep them to yourself. We want to take all your great ideas and share them with Trails End, share them with each other, so that we can all make the most of this sale. I haven't come up with a good idea at least in 10 years. I just listen to other people and steal their stuff. So feel free to share that feedback. Jake, any closing thoughts for the group?
No, I mean, similar to what you're just saying, again, feedback is always appreciated. We're always looking at ways we can continue to improve as a company. Always want to try to make things simpler, easier. Again, it's not about popcorn. It's all about scouting at the end of the day. And how can we improve your program, make it bigger, better than ever before. So really appreciate all you guys do. Appreciate you spending a night talking about popcorn, and let us know how we can support you guys. All
right. Thanks a lot, Jake. Hope the weather's better in Indiana than it is in Connecticut today. And like I said, this recording will be posted both to our YouTube page and to our Facebook page. I'll send those links around once we have that done later this week, along with the PDF copy of the order form and probably some other things that I'm forgetting right now, but I'll get them out to you via email. So look for my next 3-page nonsense email towards the end of this week. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Thanks.